High on a plateau in the Kashmir Valley, surrounded by snow-covered mountains and open sky, stand the remains of a temple few people visit today. There are no crowds, no restoration scaffolds, only stone, broken, silent, enduring. This is Martand Sun Temple. More than 1,000 years ago, this was not a ruin. It was one of the largest and most powerful sun temples ever built in the Indian subcontinent. Its story is not just about religion. It is about faith, kingship, wealth, and destruction, and how power expresses itself in stone. Martand Sun Temple is located roughly 5 miles from present-day Anantnag in Jammu and Kashmir. The temple stands on a karewa, a raised plateau overlooking the valley. This choice was deliberate. Ancient rulers understood something modern cities still do. Power must be visible. From this plateau, Martand dominated the landscape, spiritually and politically. The temple was not hidden in a forest or tucked into a town. It was placed to be seen. Long before written records, local Kashmiri tradition held that this site existed during the age of the Mahabharata. According to folklore, the temple complex was associated with the Pandavas and believed to be a sacred residence in ancient times. Whether or not this is historically verifiable is not the point. Folklore tells us something else. This site mattered deeply, for centuries. Places do not accumulate legends unless they already hold power in the collective memory. Written history gives us firmer ground. The Tariq-e-Hassan, one of the oldest historical accounts of Kashmir, records that between 370 and 400 CE, a ruler named Rajatarangini founded a city called Babel in South Kashmir. He built this city on a plateau, the same strategic logic we see centuries later. In front of his palace, Rajatarangini ordered the construction of a temple known as Martandeshwari. This was the earliest recorded phase of sacred architecture at the site. What followed would transform it beyond recognition. The Martand Sun Temple, as history remembers, it was completed much later, in the 8th century CE. Its builder was Lalitaditya Muktapida, one of the most powerful kings Kashmir ever produced. Lalitaditya ruled at a time when Kashmir was not isolated. It was connected to Central Asia, Gandhara, the Indian plains, Silk Road networks. Martand was dedicated to Surya, the sun god, known here as Martand. Across civilizations, sun worship has always symbolized sovereignty, cosmic order, divine kingship. By building a colossal sun temple, Lalitaditya was aligning his rule with the universe itself. This was not devotion alone. This was political theology. At its height, the Martand complex covered much of the plateau. Historical accounts describe extensive courtyards, colonnaded halls, and adornments made with precious metals. The temple accumulated enormous wealth through royal patronage and pilgrimage. Hindus from across the subcontinent travelled here to worship at what was regarded as one of the greatest sun temples in India. Alongside later sites such as Modhera and Konark, Martand stood at the apex of sun temple tradition. But wealth has consequences. Martand's architecture is unlike any other temple in the subcontinent. It reflects a fusion of styles: Greek and Roman forms, Gandharan influences, Gupta traditions, Central Asian and Byzantine elements. The layout, a central shrine surrounded by a colonnaded courtyard, feels almost Mediterranean in scale. Along its walls were carved 365 sculptural panels, one for each day of the year. This was cosmology carved into stone. Martand was not only symbolic, it was engineered. Its design allowed sunlight to fall on the deity throughout the day. Unusually, the temple faces west, a direction associated with transition and completion in Hindu cosmology. This was architecture used as astronomy, faith, mathematics, and power working together. Over centuries, Martand suffered multiple attacks. Its wealth made it a target. But the blow that shattered it came in the 15th century. The ruler responsible was Sultan Sikandar Shah, remembered in history as Butshi Khan, literally the breaker of idols. This title was not symbolic. It was earned. Sikandar Butchi Khan was a Muslim ruler, and his actions were explicitly driven by his religious ideology. Historical records state that he ordered the destruction of numerous Hindu and Jain temples across Kashmir, hence earning his name, the Breaker of Idols. When his forces reached Martand, the temple was looted of all valuables. Demolition was ordered. The destruction continued for over a year. According to historical accounts, his men later reported that even after a year, the temple still stood. Stone resisted ideology, so Sikandar ordered the temple to be set on fire. The fire burned for a long time. Even then, Martand could not be fully destroyed, but the objective was achieved. The temple was rendered unusable, its authority broken, its revival impossible. Martand was never restored. Today, Martand Sun Temple lies in ruins. It is protected on paper by the Archaeological Survey of India, but restoration has been minimal. The fallen stones still speak of ambition, belief, and loss. A brief return to public attention came when scenes from the film Haider were shot here, sparking controversy over representation. Then silence returned. Martand Sun Temple is not just a religious ruin. It is a record of how power expresses itself through architecture, how wealth sustains belief, and how ideology can erase institutions. Empires do not disappear quietly. They leave scars. Martand still stands, broken but undefeated. Stone remembers what power tries to erase. Power is built. Faith is weaponized. History survives in ruins. This is how they built it.